Welcome back to Wrestling News CC, your go-to source for all the breaking news, backstage stories, and exclusive insights from the world of WWE. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most explosive off-air moments in recent WWE history, the intense face-to-face confrontation between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns that took place right after Monday Night Raw. What you saw on television was just the tip of the iceberg. What happened behind the scenes could very well change the future of WWE. If you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest WWE drama. Now, let's get into it. Setting the scene, Raw's on-air chaos. Monday Night Raw delivered chaos and high stakes as Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion and Tribal Chief, once again proved why he is the dominant force in WWE. Seth Rollins, the former architect of the Shield and longtime adversary of Roman, stepped into the ring with fiery intensity, promising to end Reigns' reign and reclaim his own legacy. The match was brutal, full of hard-hitting moves and dramatic near-falls. The crowd was on the edge of their seats, witnessing a clash that felt like more than just competition, it was personal. But the real story wasn't what you saw live. It wasn't even what happened during the match. The aftermath, backstage tensions explode. Once the cameras stopped rolling and the crowd began to file out, backstage became a powder keg of tension. Sources close to WWE insiders revealed that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns had a face-to-face confrontation that left everyone backstage stunned, so much so that some officials were worried it might escalate beyond just words. Seth, known for his cocky swagger and confident promos, looked visibly shaken during the exchange. While he maintained his bravado verbally, body language experts watching the footage later noted subtle signs of fear and hesitation in Seth's demeanor. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, carried himself with the unmistakable aura of the tribal chief, the man who commands respect and fear in equal measure. His presence alone seemed to intimidate Rollins. What exactly went down? So what actually happened off-air? According to eyewitness accounts, the confrontation started as a verbal exchange but quickly grew more intense. Roman reportedly confronted Seth about his recent remarks challenging the legitimacy of Roman's leadership and questioned Rollins' place in the WWE hierarchy. Seth fired back with sharp words, calling Roman a paper champion and claiming that the big dog's days at the top were numbered. But Roman wasn't having any of it. With a chilling calmness, Roman told Seth that his legacy would be buried the moment he stepped out of line. It's said that the conversation got so heated that several WWE superstars and officials had to step in to prevent things from turning physical. Both men eventually parted ways, but the air was thick with unresolved tension. Why is this so important? You might wonder, why does this off-air confrontation matter? It's simple. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns aren't just two wrestlers, they represent two very different philosophies in WWE. Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, the leader who demands respect and commands an empire. He's the centerpiece of WWE's current era and a symbol of dominance. Seth Rollins, on the other hand, is the visionary, a man who has reinvented himself multiple times and always fought to reclaim his spot at the top. His rivalry with Roman has been years in the making, steeped in personal history from their days in the Shield to now. This backstage clash signals a potential shift in WWE's storytelling. Could we be seeing a new chapter in their rivalry, one that's more raw, more personal, and possibly even more dangerous? What's next for both superstars? Fans are already speculating what this means for Raw and the WWE Universe as a whole. Will this off-camera tension lead to a blockbuster match at the next pay-per-view? Could it lead to new alliances or betrayals? Seth Rollins might try to use this moment to fuel his next big push, or it might force him to rethink his strategy against the big dog. Roman Reigns, always the master strategist, could exploit Seth's fear and hesitation to further cement his dominance. One thing is for sure, the WWE Universe will be watching closely as these two giants continue their epic saga. Expert analysis and fan reactions. Let's break down what this means from an insider perspective. Wrestling veterans have weighed in, saying this kind of off-air tension is rare but powerful. It can translate into authentic storytelling that resonates with fans. Social media exploded with reactions. Some fans praised Roman's commanding presence, while others rooted for Seth to overcome the intimidation. Theories about the storyline's direction are flying fast. We'll continue monitoring this developing story and bring you exclusive updates as more information emerges. The history between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, a brotherhood torn apart. To truly understand the magnitude of this off-air confrontation, we need to rewind the clock and explore the complex history between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Both men were once brothers in arms as part of the legendary faction, The Shield. Together with Dean Ambrose, they stormed WWE like a force of nature, dominating opponents and captivating fans worldwide. Their bond was tight, forged through countless battles and shared ambitions. But as time passed, cracks began to form. Seth's betrayal of the Shield at WrestleMania 31, where he famously cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to steal the WWE World Heavyweight Championship from Roman, shattered their brotherhood and set the stage for a bitter rivalry. Since then, their paths have crossed numerous times in intense matches and promos filled with personal jabs, each man trying to prove they are the true leader and the rightful face of WWE. This backstage face-off isn't just about competition, it's about years of betrayal, resentment, and unresolved emotions finally coming to a head. Psychological warfare, how fear plays into their rivalry. Here's something that many fans might overlook: fear. Yes, even in the world of larger-than-life WWE superstars, fear exists. It manifests differently for each competitor, and it plays a huge role in how rivalries evolve. Sources reveal that Seth Rollins' bravado masks a deep-seated respect and perhaps fear of Roman Reigns' relentless dominance. Roman's aura isn't just physical, it's psychological. When the tribal chief stares you down, it's as if he's stripping away your confidence, challenging your very identity. This off-air confrontation was a perfect example. Despite Seth's sharp words, his body language betrayed a subtle hesitation, momentary crack in his armor. That's rare for someone who built his career on being the architect, the man who constructs his own destiny. Roman, ever the master of mind games, seemed to exploit this, reminding Seth that the power dynamics backstage have shifted, and that to survive, Seth needs to adapt or risk being crushed. Backstage fallout, reactions from WWE locker room. WWE locker rooms are known for their intensity and camaraderie, but also for moments when tensions boil over. Following this explosive encounter, backstage buzz has been deafening. Some superstars reportedly sided with Roman, viewing him as the undisputed leader of the company. Others expressed sympathy for Seth, admiring his grit but worrying about the toll this rivalry is taking. One notable reaction came from Drew McIntyre, who's seen both men rise and fall. He reportedly told close friends that this tension could push Seth to new heights, or push him to his breaking point. Other locker room voices are calling for a resolution, a big match, a definitive moment to settle the score once and for all. The sentiment? WWE's best storytelling comes from these high-stakes personal feuds that blur the line between reality and fiction. What WWE officials are saying, behind the curtain. Word is also coming from WWE officials who are closely monitoring this situation. While they publicly promote unity and professionalism, behind the scenes they understand that real tension can translate into authentic storylines, and higher ratings. Sources say WWE Creative is already brainstorming ways to capitalize on this off-air drama. Ideas on the table include a special segment on Raw featuring a face-to-face confrontation with no interference, or even a high-profile match at the next pay-per-view, possibly SummerSlam or Survivor Series. However, there's a cautionary note. WWE officials want to ensure this rivalry stays within safe boundaries and doesn't lead to anything that could jeopardize the wrestlers' safety or locker room morale. For now, the official stance is to let the tension simmer, while carefully scripting the next chapter to maximize fan engagement and storytelling impact. Fan theories: what's next for Seth and Roman? The WWE Universe loves to speculate, and this confrontation has sparked countless fan theories across social media platforms, forums, and wrestling podcasts. Some fans believe Seth Rollins will take a darker turn, embracing a more ruthless, unhinged character fueled by fear and desperation to topple Roman. This could add layers of complexity to Seth's persona and inject fresh energy into their feud. Others predict Roman will become even more domineering, possibly targeting Seth's closest allies or even family to break his spirit. Remember, Roman's tribal chief character thrives on control and psychological dominance. There's also talk of a possible faction dynamic, with either Seth or Roman recruiting new members to bolster their power, maybe even a Shield reunion or a new family formed to counterbalance the tribal chief's influence. Possible match scenarios: what could the future hold? Imagining the match scenarios that could arise from this backstage showdown is exciting. One-on-one Universal title match. The obvious choice is a Universal Championship match, where Seth challenges Roman in a no-holds-barred environment to settle their differences once and for all. Steel cage match. Given the personal nature of their feud, a steel cage match could be booked to ensure no interference, raising the stakes and the intensity. Team warfare. We could see a tag or faction match, with allies on both sides joining the fray to prove which faction reigns supreme. Special stipulation match. WWE Creative might introduce unique stipulations, like a last man standing or Hell in a Cell match, to highlight the brutal nature of this rivalry. Whatever happens, one thing is clear: WWE will leverage this tension to deliver unforgettable moments and elevate both men's legacies. The bigger picture: what this means for WWE's future. Beyond the individual rivalry, this off-air moment symbolizes a larger shift in WWE's storytelling and character development. Roman Reigns continues to redefine what it means to be a champion and a leader in WWE. His tribal chief persona has resonated with fans globally, merging traditional wrestling values with a modern, intense character study. Seth Rollins represents the ever-evolving, dynamic side of WWE, a symbol of resilience, reinvention, and the fight for legacy. This backstage confrontation may be the spark that propels WWE into a new era. One where storylines are grittier, more personal, and blur the lines between on-screen drama and real-life emotion. For WWE fans, this promises more compelling television, deeper characters, and the kind of storytelling that keeps us all hooked. Final thoughts: the saga continues. So, Wrestling News CC viewers, what started as a heated in-ring battle turned into a charged off-air confrontation that has everyone talking. Seth Rollins' mix of confidence and underlying fear facing the dominant Roman Reigns' tribal presence creates a perfect storm for WWE storytelling gold. As these two giants continue their war, backstage and on-air, we'll be right here bringing you every update, every insight, and every shocking twist. Remember to comment below your predictions: who will come out on top? How will this backstage tension play out on WWE television? And what do you think this means for the future of Raw and WWE as a whole? If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with fellow WWE fans. Turn on notifications so you never miss a beat in the world of wrestling news. Thanks for watching Wrestling News CC, where the wrestling universe comes alive. Until next time, keep watching, stay curious, and as always, trust no one in the ring. If you thought tonight's story was wild, trust me, what happens next will blow your mind. So don't stop now. Click on the video right here on your screen to continue the chaos, the drama, and the inside scoop only we deliver. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join the Wrestling News CC family, where the real stories of WWE come to life. See you in the next one.